Quick disclaimer, the comments made in this podcast are not meant to be hurtful or insulting to the authors of the highlighted fanfiction. Any seemingly degrading comments are made in jest and are not meant to be taken seriously. Similarly, anything read as part of the fanfictions do not represent the values of the hosts.
Hello everyone, welcome to Pick a Fic. My name is Jason, and with me is my brother Micah.
Hey.
How are you doing this fine day?
I'm doing pretty good.
Pretty good, huh?
Yeah. I had Dairy Queen and Qdoba. I
At
tried
the same time?
No, it was like a 2-hour split.
That's actually less than I was expecting.
So yeah, because the Dairy Queen has
like Dairy Queen food?
No.
Okay,
Queen
that makes more
desserts.
sense.
Yeah, I tried the new Oreo cookie crumble, whatever it is. It's like it's literally just okay. So I'm so mad because I got the Blizzard. It's like blue for some reason. I don't know what the blue means, but it's blue. Like the Blizzard's blue. But just Oreo. So
okay.
I got the Blizzard, and my friend got the parfait, and so it looked like a traditional like ice cream sundae, and the topping on it was like hardened, like the blue topping was hard, like magic shell.
Oh.
And I'm just like, well, why didn't if I would have known that, I would have gotten the parfait instead of a Blizzard, because I love I love like magic show stuff. So I was pretty mad about that. Otherwise, I feel like there is something else that I'm just completely blanking on. But
No.
I don't. Like, I feel like there's something. Whatever.
Well, I mean, there kind of is something because it's April Fool's Day, bitch.
Oh, yes.
Check your email.
Wait, what? My email?
Yeah.
Huh?
You think we're doing Malagasy? We ain't doing Malagasy, baby.
What?
We're doing something way better.
No, my gosh. I've been bamboozled.
This is
What the
best.
What is this link?
Okay, that is a short URL because I don't want you to get the title spoiled.
Oh my gosh. I feel so tricked right now. I can't believe it.
You better feel tricked, and the audience better feel tricked too, because for the first week, I'm going to keep the thumbnail and title as if it was Malagasy Adventure.
What? Sorry to all of Sarah's Malagasy Adventure fans.
You're going to have to wait till next week.
Yeah, whoa. Okay.
This is one of the hardest kept secrets. I have been wanting to do this. I've been waiting for this day because this fanfiction is the most unhinged, terrible, bad thing I've ever found in my entire life, and you will not guess what it is, so just click on the link.
All right, we're clicking on it. Oh, boy. Spyro the Dragon, Terrorism in the Dragon Worlds by Flaco the Leviathan.
This is exactly what it sounds.
Oh my gosh. What is the first word here?
Hedo. I think it's a misspelling of hello.
Hedo is going good. Chapter 7, which I'm putting in right now, is a bit on the happier side. They're about to embark on their journey. Once they decide on it, check it out. That was the description.
Spoiler alert, there is no chapter 7.
Yeah, because it says right here, 6 chapters with 5,204 words, 21 reviews with 1 favorite. Oh my gosh, published on October 1st, 2001. What Spyro game was out in 2001?
More importantly, what world event happened in 2001?
I don't want to get into
To
that.
terrorism.
This isn't even a month.
Nope.
After. This
they
is
didn't
not
wait.
even a month.
They did not wait.
Oh.
This person was like, yo, 9/11 would be so cool if it happened in Spyro instead.
Okay, let's speaking about being on the happier side, what Spyro game was out in 2001?
My gut's saying Enter the Dragonfly, but it might have been 2002.
Spyro games. Either
It was either that or Spiral 3.
Yeah,
so
because that came out in 2000.
not that many.
Oh my gosh, so many publishers, dude. So many publishers on Spyro. There are so many. Oh my gosh. All right, 2001, Spyro Season of Ice.
Cool.
But
when
before
was
that,
it? Like what month?
Ooh, I'm looking. It doesn't. I had to click on the link. November. North America is November 7th, 2001.
So that wasn't out yet.
Oh, okay. So it is Year of the Dragon.
Well, so we have 3 games to go off of. And one of the greatest tragedies this nation has ever seen.
Oh my gosh, this is
Dude,
gonna be terrible.
I don't even know what this is. I read most of this first chapter. It has nothing to do with anything.
I'm so glad you're reading this. I cannot. Oh my gosh. Okay. Do they have any characters they say on here? No?
Yeah,
okay.
It does, but none of them.
So this is about 9/11, but it's fiction K+.
I know. That's the best part.
Yeah.
It's rated K+, which I think, I don't know. I think the plus means like slightly older, but still kids. K is kids, I think. This is going to be fun. So I think with that, we just get started.
Yeah, sure. Let's go for it. Let's go.
Dude, I've been holding this in for so. I found this like right away, and I'm just like, oh no, oh no, this is real.
All right,
Dragon World Terrorism, Spyro in all caps. Okay, this is my first ever real story I've done, and I'm not very good, so no hate reviews, okay?
Dude.
Mainly what happens is kind of like the Spyro version of the terrorist attack on America. That's all. Deep breath. Okay, here goes.
Okay, already going to say, I like how he's like, this person is like explaining it like he has to do this. Like this is his mission. He doesn't want to do this, like, but he has to. This is something that he has to do.
His American pride swelled up, and he's like, "Dude, I gotta do this, man."
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so yeah, as far as I know, this is like this character I'm about to read the POV of is like a new character.
All right.
Yeah, I'm just gonna read it.
All right, let's just go for it.
I slowly wound my claw around the paper, leading the lead here and there, making random lines across the pappy. I wasn't writing nor drawing, which is what I like to do most, but rather just messing around. I don't know why, but I kept on. Suddenly, my claw stopped. A feeling of completion seemed to beam from the strange squiggles on the paper. I picked it up, admiring it, but while I admired it, I wondered, why did I do this? It makes no sense. It's just a bunch of lines. I'm a 5th year, and it looks like something a 2nd year would do. Why do I like it so much? I thought, and it tempted me to look harder and see what was so special about this piece of paper. I looked harder, and after about a minute or so, the lines began to move, but I didn't seem surprised. I just watched. They slowly formed themselves into what looked like a wingless fairy, nude, standing beside a large dragon and a smaller griffin. We had a name for these wingless fairies. Since fairies have humanoid bodies, we call the wingless ones humans. Anyway, I noticed the look of these things were strange. It looked like paintbrush stroke, and the beings didn't move, so it had to be a picture of a painting. But then, just as I made this conclusion, another came up as the first was eradicated. This time it was a vase with flowers. I couldn't tell what kind of flowers because it had no color. Remember, it was just black and white squiggle. Then, as fast as it came, it disappeared again, switching to another, another, too fast for the mind to comprehend. Faster, adding faster, I began to get dizzy. The world turned black as only the doodle and I remained, and it slowed suddenly, like it was reaching a destination of some sort. Then I felt something materializing inside the picture that was coming up on the paper, and also around me, I could see a dimly lit room with an arch door. It felt strange, pulling me. I forced myself to look away from the picture when I found out I was in that room. This place had no color, but it was still dark, and I could barely make out the archway. It felt familiar, yet dangerous. I looked back at... I just lost. I looked back at the paper as if it were my means of escape. Nothing but the remaining picture, and I felt a presence coming through the archway in the picture. Right before it came into view, I looked up from the picture, and the darkness of the room flooded darker than dark, just pure dark. And then light flooded the area, and I was in my house again.
Good morning,
said my mother.
What are you doing? Oh, wait. Is that?
I think that's the main character.
Yeah.
What are you doing up so early? I replied.
You know how I like to get up early to see you before you go to work. You spend less and less time at home lately, all the time.
Wait, I said? What? That was...
Yeah. Wait, why did they split up the sentence? Yeah, no, that was you. I messed that up.
Alright. I said, looking at the ground. Oh, I wish... Oh, no, I think... Wait. No, that was the mom. I think they're doing what that other fanfiction did and putting, like, the character who's speaking before the sentence instead of after.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But no, that doesn't make sense. Because you spend less and less time at home lately all the time. I said looking at the ground. Oh, I wish I could be here more often. But what? Oh my god.
Yeah,
what?
I think that was you. That makes the most sense. I think that was me.
And then no.
What?
I don't know. Let's just keep going.
Okay.
I think this is you.
Okay. I wish I could be here more often.
Wait, but is it?
The World Trade Center. It depended on me to make...
The World Trade Center.
The World Trade Center.
With 3 asterisks.
Is dependent on me to make sure all the trade cogs and ships and things don't get out of line or get the wrong things. I have a very important job.
I know, I replied.
Well, anyway, what you looking at?
She asked. I answered her. What's this? Oh, nothing, I said, hiding it behind my bag.
Well, what do you want for breakfast? I have odd time.
Enough.
I have enough time to cook anything before the sun comes up.
She inquired. I think I'll go with eggs. Bacon makes my throat hurt. Later on, my father, Ignis, got up and joined us for breakfast. My mother's name is Atla. My father kissed us goodbye and went out. Then my mother gathered her stuff after the sun rose, kissed me goodbye, and went off to the WTC. I had another hour before I had to go to school. Never mind. So I just sat around and relaxed. I didn't think much about Mom leaving. It was a normal, everyday thing. Little did I know that I'd never see her again. Hold on. This is an author's note. I have up to chapter 7 done, but I just did my account and I don't have time. It'll be in tomorrow, I guess. And then this is the 3 asterisks that were after World Trade Center. By the way, I said World's Trade Center on purpose, which he didn't. Hence the Dragon Worlds. They have more than one world, so that's what that means. In the actual paragraph, they put the S after trades instead of world, but in the asterisk, they meant to be the World's Trade Center.
Well, the chapter is called The Worlds Have Been Turned Upside Down.
And by the way, it's not the Dragon Worlds, it's the Dragon World and then the Realms.
Oh my gosh.
If I remember the Spyro lore correctly.
Oh, Dude, this next chapter is what is this formatting?
I promise you, this is terrible.
What is this? What is happening?
By the way, wait, no, I think that is Spyro, because under this title it says Spyro in all caps again. So I have to do a Tom Kenny impression from now on.
Yeah, wait, was Tom Kenny in?
He was
2
and 3.
Yeah, 2 and 3. Okay,
and then 4, and then it was that one random guy for Hero's Tale, and then it was Elijah Wood.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah. This is okay.
What was all of that about the paper?
I was going to bring that up, like in the middle, but this paragraph is like. By the way, this is like all singular space.
That paragraph I was reading probably had 5 periods. It was mostly commas and ellipses.
It was all just one big old.
Yeah, it was
paragraph.
one big chunk. It didn't break apart at all. This looks like this is formatted weird.
Yeah.
This looks like a poem?
It's
not
formatted like a poem.
Yeah, there's only like 5 to 10 words per line, but it's not a poem.
Then he just indented.
So this is Spyro. That makes it worse somehow.
Okay, by the way, I'm not doing that old mom voice. I thought it'd be funny, but my voice already hurts from talking a lot today.
We actually get lore. Here, hold on. So here's the author's note. Okay, here's chapter 2. Just to let you know, Spyro is about 10, and he's in his 5th year of apprentice school. Okay? Just a little fact for you to keep in mind.
Dude, I can't wait
to
read
Spyro,
the reviews.
it's 10. Yeah, I know. I saw 21 reviews and 1 favorite. Most of them are hate reviews. They gotta be, right?
Yeah.
This was literally less than a month after
oh my God.
freaking 9/11. 9/11 happened, and this guy put Spyro in it.
Can we assume this kid is 10? Because there's no way, like, anyone would have the decency to just upload.
So, should I put, like, Sonic in the war in Ukraine as a fan fiction? Just to keep the vibes going.
Oh yeah, we gotta keep the vibes going.
That was like, what was it, 1 year or 2 years ago?
The war in Ukraine?
It feels like that's been happening
21.
forever.
Yeah, that was 2020, 2021. Somewhere around there.
So I'm too late actually.
Yeah.
It should have been a month after.
What's
it
like
happened.
the most recent thing?
Most
conflicts?
recent.
I don't know. I don't.
Oh, is Gaza was after Ukraine, wasn't it?
Ooh, I think so.
Would that be it?
What would it do if I just searched like the most recent conflicts? Okay, most recent.
It's probably gonna be Gaza. I think something else happened down there again.
Israel and Palestine. Yeah.
Yeah.
and then Gaza, Israel conflict. Okay, yeah. So that's pretty much the.
So
that's the scoop.
Who do we put in there? Crash
is a good one.
He doesn't talk at all, so it'd be really funny.
Okay, Assassin's Creed, but like,
wait, hold on. I just thought Crash. The reason Crash is silent is because he has PTSD from the Israel-Palestine war.
Yeah,
like it takes place in the future, and he's like writing it in his journal like a memory.
But I'm thinking Assassin's Creed because you have like the present story, which is like the current war, but then you also have like the Animus, where it's like in the past as an assassin.
I think it has to be less sensitive than that.
And then less sensitive.
That's too thematically appropriate. Like
that's
putting
true.
Spyro
That's
and terrorism
true.
is one of the most like juxtaposing things you can do. Like what? Besides Mario's a little too obvious.
Yes, it is.
It was Mario Day the other day.
Oh yeah, happy Mario Day, everybody.
A week from yesterday.
Even though, that was a week ago. Let's get
all right, let's keep going.
Yeah.
A disastrous story unfolds. Spyro, all in caps again. Nothing was on television, so I left for school early. No one has ever done that before in their entire lives.
Wait, if there was nothing on television,
I would sit and stare at the wall.
I would literally like either play with my action figures.
Oh yeah, I'd do something.
Like Legos, or I would play Sonic Colors on them.
I'd like read. I'd do anything, but go to school early.
Dude, what is this kid?
Spyro. I decided with extra time I could drop by the town square for a short walk or something like that. I stopped at the local sweet shop where on the corner there was a blind dragon preaching something very loudly. I went in and got a fudge-covered hot bee honey pastry, my favorite. I stepped out and walked past the blind dragon, and he suddenly stopped talking and grabbed my horn rather harshly and reached downward towards me with his face, looking straight at me. He was wearing sunglasses, so I figured he was blind, but he was looking straight at me. How is that? Is he really blind? My question was answered when I saw him remove his sunglasses. I saw 2 empty, burnt sockets where eyes used to sit. Rated K+. He probably got in a fight or something and then got them burnt. But somehow he was still looking at me. Bro doesn't understand the concept of a face. Like, you can look at someone without eyes if you, like, move your face in their direction. Like, never mind. And he whispered in my ear,
You'll be the savior of these worlds many times, and the first time will go unnoticed by all but few.
He released my horn and stood up. I looked up and saw no one looked surprised. No one was even looking in this direction. How do you know? If their face isn't pointed to you, they might be looking at you. Did it happen at all? I looked down and saw I dropped my pastry in the dirt. Oh. So it did happen, but then the old man slipped a few gems into my satchel, and told me to get another one. And all the while he was smiling with a good look on his face, and many wrinkles from smiling. Like, why is there an ellipses here? It was a good, he puts ellipses instead of periods, I think.
Yeah.
It was a good distance down the road by the time I'd finished my treat, but then I could see the top of the school from here. I came upon my school where the younger ones were rushing past me, chattering like young ones do. I passed the sign, carved in marble, Artisan's Apprentice Hall. Apprentice schools are buildings where apprentices gather to teach a large multitude of young dragons. So the apprentices teach. They're not apprentices getting taught. The apprentices are the ones teaching. I finally made it to my class. I sat down beside my friends Hydrol, Pedro, my cousin, no, not Falco, this is someone else, Flint, and Feralus. I wished that Sparks could be here during school. It was so boring here. I should have dropped by his place at the pond this morning before school, but he probably wouldn't be home right now anyway. He was always out hunting for butterflies at this time of the morning. We all went silent as our teacher, Mr. Allfire, stepped in. That is actually kind of cool. Yeah. Allfire. Like,
it's better than whatever Gary Oldman's character's name was.
Ignitus, I think.
Yeah.
Oh,
Spyro.
No, you gotta get as close to the mic as possible.
Spyro.
I'll put that one segment in stereo.
I can't wait until we get to the Legends fan fictions.
Oh yeah, I need to look for those.
We gotta do like all the celebrity voices, or at least attempt to. That'd be so funny.
Elijah was easy. You just mumble until you can't understand.
You just kind of like mumble like this. It's boy, you gotta be like this and be all cool and stuff.
Which Sparks? You have to keep switching Sparks every time he speaks.
That's a good point. Yeah.
He was walking slowly with a grim look on his face. Oh, Mr. Allfire was, by the way. Mm-hmm. He stepped up to his desk and said, "Do you want to be?"
Wait. I'm not.
Mr.
Okay.
Allfire?
Class, we will not be having school today.
And a break out of cheer cut him off. Once he'd calmed us down, he continued,
"We won't be having school today in honor of those who were killed in a tragic accident of terrorism that happened at the famous Dragon World's Trade Center," he said.
My face dropped. I could still hear everyone, but it seemed to be getting quieter, muffled almost. I couldn't sense anything except for hearing and a little bit of sight, but it seemed to be getting darker. I felt my body giving way to gravity. Then I could see again, but only for a short period of time. The last thing I saw was the floor, and then I remembered no more.
This sucks. This is horrible. This I
got
feel
more.
so dirty. I feel
We got more.
disgusting.
We're halfway. This is
a horror. No, that's
No!
chapter 4.
Lincoln Park.
What?
Chapter 3, The Painful Realization! Spyro. This time Spyro wasn't in all caps. By the way, this is chapter 3 and 4 fused together. Oh! This is chapter 3 and 4 fused together, so he did put chapter 7 in here.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
K-O-Z. 3 was very short, so I put them together. Also, the song by Linkin Park belongs to Linkin Park and only to Linkin Park, not me. I am gaining no money off of this, so please don't sue me.
Kid, that's not the only thing you should be worried about.
What do you mean it's a book? You can't get sued for referencing... Oh, because the lyrics are in here. I guess that is technically illegal.
Jason, do you listen to Linkin Park?
No, but we know the song he's about to reference.
I already know which one it's gonna be.
They're one of those bands that I've been meaning to listen to, but just never did. I finally put them on my list, so
Oh boy.
give me a bit of time, and I'll come back to you with if Hybrid Theory is actually good or if it's overhyped.
Good to know.
Anyway, stop stalling. We got to get to the terrorism part. I woke up on the floor of the classroom with kids all around me, the surrounding desks pushed away. I opened both of my eyes all the way to see Mr. Allfire looking at me.
He'll be alright.
Most of the kids had already left to go home. I couldn't think about going home. Just the fact that my mother could be dead. I might go home and never see her again. A younger one came in the door and said, "Hey you, I hear your mom works at the WTC. Is she dead? Huh? Is she?" He asked stupidly. I swiped at him with my claw. Just one. I felt like shunning myself from the world forever in a tiny shell and never coming out. I just shut my eyes. Hydral spoke up after a while.
Don't worry, man. She'll be okay.
They're 10, remember?
She's probably at home wondering where you are. You should go home. He's right,
said Mr. Allfire.
You should go home and check with your father.
I replied, I guess you're right. I took about 3 minutes to just sit and clear my head. I got up and slowly trudged out the door. I was the last to leave. I made my way home slowly, going through town again, in hopes of cheering myself up. The sweets shop was closed. The blind dragon was gone. The streets were deserted. It felt as though my mother, Adne, everyone else in the world's... What was it? What's that supposed to see? And everyone else. Okay. In the world's were gone forever. Stop it, I said out loud. You've got to stop thinking like that. Atla's probably home right now talking to Dad about what happened. Who references their mom by their name, especially when they're talking to themselves?
I did actually because when I was a kid because I thought it was like I thought I was being like nicer by saying their real name. And so I remember I would tell my mom like her real name, like reference her, and she'd be like, "No, you call me mom." And I was like, "Well, why? That's not your name."
Call me mom, boy. I was trying to console myself as I slowly trotted home. After a long period of time, I came up to my house, but I didn't get anywhere near the door when my father came rushing out to me. He hugged me and just held on with a tight grip, not letting go. It's okay, Dad. I'm here, I said, trying to break free from the death grip hug he had me in. He was crying. I'd never seen him cry before. But here we go.
It's not that, son. Spyro, your mother is dead.
We'd sat for a few minutes in the cold, just standing motionless out of fear that we'd lose each other if we let go. Finally, Ignis said,
"Come on, let's go inside where it's warm."
Inside, we sat down in the living room and just sat quietly, thinking to ourselves about what has happened. trying to piece together this great group of information that has hit us head on like a brick wall. It seemed like aeons, but it was probably just half an hour when my father couldn't take the silence anymore. He turned on the news for a distraction, but all we got was a reminder. And as you look over to the left region, you can see even more dead bodies of these poor innocent dragons murdered for no reason at all. Studies report that there were 4 dragons playing terrorists with sparkler bombs. We cannot be sure if this is true, but it's just what has been told so far. The number dead has been My father cut it off again. Dad, what's a sparkler bomb?
It's,
What is a sparkler bomb?
Do you remember Fireworks Day?
It's just like, it might as well be Earth. They have all the Earth holidays are just named slightly different. It's like
Fireworks Day.
It's not 4th of July. It's Fireworks Day. Of course, we have it every year, I said. He replied,
Well, wait, what?
It's you without the Y.
Do you remember those sparkler sticks that you always loved playing with? The tips of those burn at 1,800 F. Now take that burning material and compact it into a softball-sized sphere. Then give it a flame and you got a hell of a fireworks show.
Rated K+.
But it's extremely dangerous and can do some serious damage. It's what caused all of this.
He said. I had another question. Why would someone do a thing like bomb the world's trading center? Some
oh
my God.
Dragons have mental disorder or are extremely angry and stressed out. To do something like this, you have to be both.
He said. I lowered my head. Oh. Silence fell upon us again, uneasy and almost painful. I got up and went to my room. Once inside, I sat at my desk and began to lean back, trying to remember the fondest memories of Atla that I'd ever had. Strangely, a song or a poem escaped my lips. And I'd never heard of it, though. It was strange, but it was a bit complaint with what was happening to me.
Wait, okay, you have to say
to do it in the voice.
No, you have to say in the Star Spangled Banner tone.
Why?
Because it'd be really funny.
How do I do that? I don't.
It's just like, I tried so hard and got so far, but in the end, it doesn't even matter. I had to fall. And
suddenly I did fall. I was leaning too far back in my chair and fell over, knocking all of my papers up into the air around me room, where they fluttered down like snow around me. One paper fell on my face. It was the picture I'd done this morning. I finally decided to go to Sparks' house and try to distract myself from what's been happening. I stuck the picture in my trench coat pocket, put my trench coat on, got permission to leave from my dad, and then began to walk towards Sparks' pond. It was getting dark already. I decided that I should try and get distractions from now on, because the pain was so great. It felt like I couldn't take it alone.
So, guys, if you're feeling stressed out, please don't commit terrorist attacks. That's not a good idea.
If you got like a thing at work that's stressing you out, don't like bomb things.
Yeah,
okay?
especially with sparklers. That's not a good.
They burn at 1800 degrees.
They
or
burn
no,
at
1800 F. They couldn't find the
horrible.
degrees button like symbol, so
This is horrible.
Chapter 4. Putting the pieces together. Spyro. None of that was capitalized. Guess it's getting less interesting. Sparks was very humble. You could tell by the sound of his buzz, and he would invite you into his house for a bite immediately. That is... Actually, wait. There's something I forgot I wanted to bring up.
Mm-hmm.
So if your mom dies, do you just like kind of sit around, get bored, and then leave?
I was just thinking the same thing. Just like you're on his day, just like I'm going to my friend's house.
I'm gonna like sit in my chair and like sing Linkin Park in my head.
It's just like, it's just what is happening.
Also, the 10-year-old dragon has a trench coat.
Yeah, I thought of that too. I don't know, man. I don't know what I'm gonna do with Sparks either.
That is, if I ate butterflies, and if he had a house. His bluish tint was gaining a green side to it. You're turning green. You'd better get something to eat, I said.
What did you do with it and enter the dragon? Right?
He actually speaks, by the way.
He does, and it's like the weirdest thing ever.
So you can actually do that if you want. This
No.
is the audio only crowd won't understand a thing you're saying.
Oh, so I am.
Come on, do better.
What can I do? Like I can't think of any other voice that he's done except
the legend voice, one of the legend things.
I don't know which one. I'll
do any or all of them or none of them. Just do something. Something.
So I am.
Yeah, that's better. He responded. I supposed he was worried about me. He never even thought about it. I think this is me. It's really cold out here. Would you like to come by my house for dinner? We could use the company because of what's happened. Sparks' face twisted into a smile.
Oh, that's weird.
He flew downstairs, then upwards, his form of bowing, and said,
I would be obliged. So, when do we eat?
He inquired. On the way back to my house, we passed a toad that I picked up and stuck it in my trench coat pocket for Sparks later on. Sparks interrupted outwalk by saying something.
I've noticed that you seem to be taking this very well, considering your mother just died.
Yeah, well, I guess I'm just not really pouring my emotions right now, but you have no idea how physically and mentally painful this is. We continued our walk and made it to my house, where I came back into the living room where Ignis was sitting in the same spot he'd been when I left. Same position, nothing had been moved. Is he dead? Is he dead?
I just love it. It just like,
nothing had been moved.
You look at your dad who's been sitting in the same place, and you just think to yourself, nothing has been moved.
It was over. Do you think he's dead, dude? He's got to be dead, right?
I'm thinking that they're sitting down, like they're just like kind of like in like the standard way they stand, but they're just on the chair or something. You know what I'm talking about?
Wait, what?
So like like the standard dragons like stance, where they have like their, where they have like all their like claws on the floor, like standing like straight.
You mean
up,
like sitting?
Is that sitting for them? Because
what are you talking about?
I thought that they were just standing.
Aid?
I thought they were just like
Wait, so
standing.
Are they standing or sitting? You were talking about sitting. Were you talking about sitting or standing?
I'm talking about standing.
So so they're standing. Just say they're standing. What do you mean their stance? What?
Well, yeah, and then I just imagine that, but they're like, okay, wait, hold on, I'm looking. No, wait, never mind. I'm not. Oh, you know how a dog sits?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm imagining that for a dragon.
That's sitting.
Yeah, but
then why were you saying they were standing?
Wait.
What are you talking about?
Okay, at first I thought that was standing, but I'm looking at like dragons, and yeah, okay, no, I was getting mixed up. No, so I'm imagining like that they're sitting on a couch as like a dog sits.
I'm imagining they're sitting like a person sits because Spyro's the only one who walks on all fours.
So they're sitting on their tails?
Well, not on them.
Well, yeah, they have to be on them. I mean, it would be really uncomfortable though.
If you can, like, do I need to like? How do?
Dragon
So
City.
imagine you have a tail, okay?
yeah.
You sit on a chair.
Oh, so I'd imagine the tail goes underneath the legs.
It can if you lean back enough.
That's how
I guess
it could stick straight up.
Straight up. I was thinking off to the side.
Oh,
like
yeah.
Just kind of like rest on your leg or something.
Oh, yeah. That's cool.
And then Spyro is on, as far as I know, he's on all fours, but he does have a trench coat.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
Anyway,
let's see if the dad's dead. Okay, nothing had been moved. It was over an hour since I'd left. He hadn't moved an inch. He seemed to have forgotten I was gone as well. He looked surprised to see me.
Oh, you're back. Hello, Sparks. Long time no see.
I kind of wish he was dead. Sparks replied differently.
Ignis, I'm so sorry about what happened.
My father wasn't the sentimental type, even though he was probably feeling more pain than me.
This is going to jumpstart my midlife crisis.
He said jockingly, but there was a break in his voice between start and my. He looked like he was about to cry. I wondered why I didn't cry much. I just kind of aced there, almost looking angry. What is that supposed to be? A-S-T.
Sat.
Are
I
you
was supposed to sat. I just kind of sat there.
How does Spyro say now? I wonder what sets me off from most people. There's no use in worrying over a death, is there? I mean, it happened. You have to move on no matter how bad you feel, right? I always figure that if someone's died, then you might as well suck it up and move on. I felt worse every day, and I don't think I can hold it in any longer. Every day? He felt worse every day. This just happened. Ignis interrupted my train of thought.
Well, I don't really know what step to take next. Insurance has practically secured us financially for the rest of our lives. Plus my job, all that leads to a good life. But I just don't think it will ever be the same without Atla.
I sensed a spark in the center of my mind. That name triggered the worst feeling, compressed down, deep down in my soul. Tears came to my eyes. I had to do something. Dad, can Sparks spend the night? I blurted out. I vow that Dad would immediately dismiss it, wondering how I could think of a thing like that during my mother's death. But I guess he figured that it's my distraction from these bad things happening.
Sure, I guess. As long as it's okay with Sparks, then I'd be delighted.
Sparks broke him off. That night, Ignis cooked his first meal. First time ever.
He's ever made something.
It was surprisingly good. He had the supervision of a few of the old women across the street. But all in all, he did it, and I was pleased with it. Sparks just had the butterfly I'd gotten him. Wasn't it a toad?
It was a toad, yep.
But Dad, enticed by his discovery of his cooking talents, kicked it up a notch. He sautéed the butterfly with spices of all sorts. Sparks had never enjoyed a single butterfly so much. We finished dinner and went to my room. Sparks, who had been flying Al this time, rested on a pile of clothes in the dirty laundry basket. It was full, even though I rarely wear...
It's Luandry.
Oh, Luandry. The Luandry basket. Sorry, my brain autocorrected. It was full, even though I rarely wear clothes, usually only in the rain. What?
Okay,
so you want to get the clothes wet? Is that what I like?
You did. Okay, so
maybe like a raincoat. But like the way he says clothes, I think of like a shirt. You know, like he's like, oh yeah, I put on my t-shirt when it's raining out. We started talking, but strangely, the only thing I could flack about was my mom. The subject jumped around here and there, and finally landed on the fact that I was avoiding this sort of thing, denying it, in hopes that I could shun it out. You know what, Sparks? You're right. I'm going to the WTC myself, and I'm going to figure out what has happened and why it happened. I'm not going to let my mother's death just slip right on by, I said declaringly. Sparks smiled a big smile and buzzed.
That's the spirit. Hope your father will let us go through.
Yeah, he's supposed to be talking in the Buzz voice, I think. Like, that's the spirit. I hope your father lets us go through.
I've just been switching between
I know, I like that better, but still, that's what... Because he hasn't had a voice yet. Yeah. Anyway.
Right. Well, no, because like that, the was Enter the Dragonfly, and that hasn't come out yet.
Wait.
Sparks has
You're
not
right.
had a voice.
What the heck?
Sparks has not had a voice.
Oh, do you think the trailer was out at this point?
No.
No. Oh,
If anything, it was Season of Ice that had a trailer. I think Enter the Dragonfly came out.
Did this fanfiction predict Sparks' voice?
Wait, what makes you think that it is
because he
buzzing?
said, and buzzed, that's the spirit.
Whoa!
But that could just be because he's a bug, so maybe
Yeah.
the author was like, oh, buzzed is a bug word. Anyway, well, whether he does or not, we need to get some sleep. It's getting late, and I need just one period of time where I'm constantly thinking about my mom, I said. But Sparks answered,
Wait. You never know what you'll dream about.
I threw a pillow at him, but he dogged it and laughed. I laughed, but then avoided a rogue sob he threw at me. With what? What did he throw it at you with? He doesn't have...
I can just see this floating. It just floats like right like in front of its head or something.
It's like VeggieTales. But he could pick up... What? But he could pick up something larger. He picked up one of those little head pillows. Not as dangerous, but he's smaller and more agile. Sorry. Cut that out. And when he engaged in a combat, he gained more hits. I was brought to the ground laughing. Then I suddenly stopped, thinking, how could I do a thing like this? My mother just died. Sparks sensed my sudden change of attitude and asked me,
What's wrong?
How can we do this when my mom just died? I asked. He said,
Your mind is searching for something to get your mind off of it. Don't worry, it's normal. Maybe you should get some sleep. If your dad lets you go, you're going to have a big day tomorrow.
He said, tossing me my pillow, which was hard because it was way too big for him. I thought he meant the pillow was hard. I'm just like, why?
Oh.
You're right. Let's go to bed. I fell asleep quickly. My favorite part is when a word is spelled correctly and I try and misread it. That wasn't the case there, but like that happens sometimes.
Yeah.
Chapter 5! Almost done. And the story unfolds. Yo, listen, sorry, I haven't gotten this up yet. I'm still working on 7, but I'm nearly finished. But since I had to fuse 3 and 4, it's gonna be chapter 6. I'm putting up chapter 5 right now. I know, this seems boring right now, and it seems kind of weird, but it'll get better soon. I hope, smiley.
Dude, don't say that. Don't say I hope at the end of that sentence.
Spyro! I woke up early that morning, as was my custom, to deliver...
Okay, when you just said Spyro, like I see that's just what he does. That's his custom. He's on the bed. Spyro!
He has dreams about himself in the third person, so like he's about to like die and he's in the third person, he's like Spyro when he wakes up. No, it's just because it says Spyro in all caps before the chapter starts for some reason. I woke up early that morning, as was my custom, to discover that Sparks had left my room. I got up feeling groggy and left. I found him perched on top of my father's favorite recliner. Good morning, Sparks, I said, almost sounding joyful for the beautiful morning. My mother did die, and it did cloud my happiness, but this morning was so beautiful, bright, sunny, warm. I guess it was meant to happen to cheer me up.
Good morning. How are you holding up?
He inquired. I guess I'm okay. It's just, a thing like this doesn't happen every day. You can't expect it, prevent it, or predict it. I just wish I'd had some time to spend with my mom, or at least say goodbye to her. I stood with my head down. There went that great morning. I mean, my life was flipped upside down, and I don't feel like living, going to school, or anything. I just wish I could have done something. Oh, I wish I would have kept her from going to work, I said angrily. Sparks flew over in front of me, making me look him in the eye.
Hey!
Wait! I think he's small enough to where your eye would be looking at his both eyes. But anyway.
Hey! Listen, it's not your fault. There's nothing you could have done. Don't try to forget about Atla because that would be wrong. Just stop being sad because whatever you think that's what she wants you to act like, trust me, you'll see her again someday.
Don't be sad.
Don't be sad, man.
Easy. Just like, you're depressed. You want to kill yourself? Just don't be. It's easy. He said, consoling me. I paused, sighed, and stood upon my hind legs. So he is walking on all fours. But this is the game logic where all the other dragons are just upright for some reason.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense.
Okay, where's my father? I asked. Sparks got a look of sudden remembrance.
What? I forgot to tell you that he's gone. He left a note for us.
He buzzed, looking to a note on the table. Okay, in my headcanon, he predicted the buzzing talking. This author.
Okay.
I picked it up and read it. It said... Do it in the
Dear Spyro, I cannot sit by as my wife is declared dead without an explanation.
What?
I have gone to WTC to figure out this mess. Stay with Miss Flintwell until I am back. Ignis.
Wow. Oh, sorry. Wow, Dad's off to the same place we're going. I guess that means we can go, I said cheerfully.
Just because your father isn't here doesn't mean you shouldn't obey him.
He said. I said, relax, man. Don't worry. We are going to the World's Trading Centre. It's center spelled like the old way.
Do they live in?
Or is that just the British way? Is center R with R-E?
I think it's the same. I don't think it's different.
Centre.
The only word that I know that's different is color.
That's the only one.
That's the only one I know, and it's because
what about
it's not
favorite?
My favorite's different?
It's the same. It's OU in Britain.
Oh.
Centre. The point that is equally distant from... Wait. So it means... Oh, centre versus center. Let's see.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let's see what Grammarly has to say.
Oh boy, Grammarly.
Oh, shut up! Oh my gosh!
Is it trying to get you to sign in?
Do you speak British or American English? Depending on your answer, you may differ on which spellings you favor. Oh yeah, favor is another one. Since it's part of favorite, it would be O-U-R. Center and centre have the same meaning. Center is the correct spelling in American English. Okay, yeah. So in Britain people? What?
Britain people. Yeah, no, Britain people.
British people say centre for some reason.
So wait, is this person British?
No, because everything else has been spelled the American way. So this is
true,
just...
Yes.
Maybe there's a place in their town that is spelled that... Because, like, there are places around here where it's like, you know, like Main Street Centre.
Yeah, okay.
Or, like, you know, like... Old is sometimes spelled with an E just for fun.
Holy crap, this is huge.
Last chapter.
Huge.
Okay. Chapter 6, and so it begins. No, this is the last chapter. Spyro! How do you like my text? I got it at a place called SpyroHints.com.
Okay, wait, I thought it was a thesaurus for some reason.
I can't highlight in Let's see if this
Spyrohints.com.
Let's see if this is still up. Yo! This is awesome! This hasn't been updated since like 2000.
Hold up.
Wait, no, last updated on someday November 11th, 2018.
This is
what's in the shop.
This is the greatest thing.
There's
ever.
nothing in the shop.
What?
We're back.
Whoa. This is so cool. What the heck? I love this. Okay,
Okay, so this is they revived it for the Reignited trilogy. Oh wait, I need to turn off the ad blocker. Whoa, what's this? Is this Flash or something? I can't view anything.
Man, dude, this is such old internet. Like this dude is just making this website just for fun.
Yeah, most
Like,
of the pages were last updated in 2003. The homepage was 2018. But like if you click on the individual game pages, they're all like 2003.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was a fun little detour. Anyway, I got it at a place called SpyroHints.com. Go there, add and click frequently asked questions. I think it's number 5. Anyway, actually, let's do that.
Sure.
Where is frequently asked questions?
Okay, home.
It might be It might be different. That I don't see a FAQ anywhere. Okay,
Yeah,
well, I
no,
guess we
I'm
can't
not
find
seeing
the
anything.
text. I think they mean font. Anyway, I was planning on having this story rather short, but I had an idea today, so I turned the storyline around, so it's gonna end up being very long. Sigh, and it might not even work. We'll just have to see how it works. I'm anxious to see how all of you react to my chapter, so review quick. You ready?
Oh, yeah, we're ready as ever will be.
Sparks and I spent the entire day packing.
24 hours.
Is all this really necessary? I asked Sparks as I tossed a juicer and a food processor in the bag.
Absolutely. You don't want to be caught off guard, do you?
It's just like Sparks is like, yeah, dude, bring the blender, bring the toaster, bring the dishwasher,
Bring the vacuum cleaner.
You sound like Mr. Allfire, I said. He also sounded like my mother, but I didn't say anything. Except you did. You said he sounded like Mr. Allfire. He then began to pick up pillows and put them in. He grabbed also, what suitcase can fit a food processor and a juicer? And 6 pillows.
6 pillows.
He got a total of 6 pillows picked up and put in the bag. I was amazed he was able to heave them up with just his wing power. So does he have little hands like in the Legend trilogy?
Because he does. He does. Wait.
Only,
okay.
No, not until the Legend trilogy.
Right. Okay, wait.
What do you
I'm
need?
just using Sparks.
He's just a stick with a head. That's all he is.
Yeah. So
Like at this point in time.
Oh wait. Okay. So here's his. No, he has no hands.
I know.
But in like the Reignited trilogy, like literally every game afterwards, he has hands.
But this was before every game afterwards.
Right. Does this guy predict the buzzing?
And this guy's
the hands.
like the Sparks Whisperer or something. What the heck?
This is crazy.
Okay. I was amazed that he was able to heave them up with just wing power, but the fact that he was getting 6 was unbearable. Sparks, we don't need 6 pillows, do we? We've already packed 7 bags full. How are we supposed to take all of this? I asked him, sitting on my hinds and putting my claws on my hips. So that's what you're talking about, where he sits like a dog.
Right. How else?
Except he's doing like the sassy sit like a dog.
How else? We're carrying them on your back, of course.
He turned and continued packing, but I just sat there. Me? Why me? You mean that I'm supposed to carry all this stuff? I asked angrily. He said in reply,
How else are we supposed to carry it? You think I'm gonna lug this around in the air?
This turned into a sitcom argument. He asked sarcastically. I think it's still.
Oh,
Wait.
no.
Yeah,
This
this is you.
is me. Maybe we should rent one of those cart things, but we don't have any money because a certain someone spent all of his allowance on those chocolate-covered pastries.
He said, looking at me. I blushed. Well, what do we do? Sparks stopped for a moment and suddenly said,
I saw some gems lying around in the eastern pasture. Let's go. But then we'll have some money, and if we'll have some money for rent and food, we'll be more than prepared.
Rent?
Yeah.
Renting the cart. Okay. He said, smiling. I looked up at the giant pile of bags and said, we already are beyond prepared, but I followed him out the door. Do they actually go to the World Trade? I don't think they do.
We only have one paragraph left.
Oh, sorry, the World Trade Center. We finally made it to the pasture, and Sparks pointed out the gem, and we ran to it. It was a pink gem, worth 25 locks. In parentheses, red gems, worth 1 unit, human pennies. Why is that spelled British too? I think they spell it with 2 N's. If not, it's just... Anyway.
No, I think it's... No, it's... That's how...
Is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Am I dumb? I've never spelled pennies before in my life.
Yeah, that's how you spell pennies.
Oh, because penny itself... Okay.
Yeah. I don't blame you. I mean, who's
Whoever
here?
spells
Right.
pennies.
Yeah.
I picked it up and instinctively reached back to stick it in my back pocket, but I'd forgotten to bring my trench coat with me. The gems disappeared somewhere, and I had not felt my claw on my scales. I would have thought... Oh, and had I not felt my claw on my scales, I would have thought it have been put in my pocket. I looked back, expecting it to be on the ground, but it wasn't. It was gone. Sparks! Where the hell did our gem go? Sparks! He didn't answer. I thought he'd left quietly when I looked over at him. He was just sitting quietly, staring at me like I was some sort of disfigured creature. What? He just stuttered.
It's the gems just
He paused and sighed.
I think you just better come here. I followed him over to another gem lying on the ground. He picked it up. Well, they didn't.
They didn't end the quote.
Okay.
That was meant to be the narrator. But
Right.
That's still you. Now hold still.
He picked it up. Now hold still.
He said, and he hurled it at me. Oh my gosh, this is so stupid. I shut my eyes and braced for the impact, but it never hit me, and I opened my eyes and looked at Sparks, who was beaming. Where'd they go? Sparks smiled at me and said,
You got the gift. Your scales just opened up and swallowed gems. You absorbed it.
I sat surprised. Whoa, you mean I can practically eat gems with my scales? I asked.
Better than that, you probably got many other abilities. We just haven't unlocked them yet.
What exactly is a gift?
The gift? Have you ever heard of Atlantis?
I shook my head.
Well, it's a beautiful city of dragons that had magical powers. The reason they had those powers is because their civilization was built on an island around sacred stone. They just built buildings around it and they called lodestone. And it gave magical powers to those who were around it. And especially to those who touched it. Some people would die from just touching it though. It said
Keep going.
It said the stone was from another universe, or that it's another universe densified into a stone the size of a snake egg. I'm crying! Oh my god!
He's just just rambling. What is going on?
I'm crying. The reason for the thing for that theory that there's a stone had no effect from the dragon world forces like gravity. It was not affected. It only affected others. Well, one day there was a flood of all floods that wiped out the city and the island sank beneath the waves, and the stone was destroyed, but some survived. The descendants are called Terrorism flagelings, and they have magical powers in their blood, and the most common ability is to absorb things like gems or keys.
Whoa. Sparks just lore dumped.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
He said it very quickly. Wow. I sat there stunned. Was I gifted? Was I one of those dragons? How is this possible? And why didn't I know of this sooner? Flooded through my mind. I couldn't just take it all in so suddenly. How could Sparks expect me to accept all of this?
Spyro, there's a legend written in clay tablets into Hallows temple that tells one of the Therivino's fledglings would be more powerful than all of them combined, and that he would save the world. He would save the dragon worlds and the other worlds many times. It says that he would lose both of his parents at a young age and strive to save the world for most of his adolescent life. Spyro, we're about to leave on an adventure. Could it be you?
Of course not, Sparks. My dad is alive. So there's no... But then Hydro came running up to meet me.
Hey, guess what? We just got news that the World Trade Center had just been falling through again. How? That's what I was thinking. Apparently, when it crashed down, it piled up, and when people were searching in the rubble, they removed the foundation of the pile, and it came down like an avalanche of metal on them. Thousands are reported dead. They just keep getting worse and worse.
I looked at Sparks. We have to go to the WTC now. Let's get some gems, go to the temple for a while, and check things out, and let's go. So we headed to the temple. I was in a hurry to get things done, so to be able to get to the WTC quickly to make sure my father was all right. I'd enjoy being this savior, as people called it, but not if my dad has to die. I've already lost someone, so why lose another? We ran to the Temple of Tala together, hoping to find some answers there. That's the fucking ending.
That's it. Oh man.
I thought for sure this one would finish.
Oh.
Like, what happened? Who wrote this? Let's do the reviews.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. This from 2013. This story is better than a lot of the new ones on this website. I like how it was done. The story was very believable and really gets to you. Poor Spyro loses both his parents like that. It makes me sad. Update, well, you or I will send demons of the underworld after you. People love this. This isn't what I was expecting.
Wow. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, that was insane. I keep... I'm switching to between my tabs on Google, and I just keep seeing the beginning terrorism in the dragon worlds. I will not get used to that. Oh my gosh. So, that was...
This is the only published fanfiction from Flaco the Leviathan.
Good job, Flaco the Leviathan.
If you're going to drop one fanfiction in your life, this is it.
This is it right here.
That was like... That was better than I could have expected, honestly. I was expecting it to be like insensitive and painful, and the sheer concept of doing this is insensitive, but at least it wasn't painful.
I just love how in this author's note, in chapter 6, that it's like I like had ideas, so I turned the storyline around. It's gonna be very long, so like I'm thinking that like did bro just made up this stuff about like Atlantis and shit, and just like on the spot,
and
like
just regurgitated it without much proofreading, because Sparks was literally lore dumping in a way I have never seen before. Like literally, like you were talking for like 2 straight minutes, and like every time it kept like a new sentence started, it just got funnier and funnier.
like this wasn't like the bro just thought of this on the spot, and he just this random. It's like, yeah, this is the new story now.
Also, I like that their headcanon for like the gems just kind of going into Sparrow in the games is that his body swallows them.
It's his scales that open up.
Well, yeah, wouldn't that
like
just the scales, so it just exposes the skin? Like, no, his whole body's opening up.
I
Man.
always hated how like it like how people try to like explain like video game elements like, you know, as logical things.
Yeah, it's really easy. Just don't bring up the video game elements. Just
Exactly.
don't bring
Like
up the fact that
movies-
the gems like magically go towards him. Just say he puts them in his pocket.
Yes, or like it has a backpack or something like,
Or just make a joke out of it. We're like, we don't know where the gems go.
yeah, it's just like
That would have been funny if like Sparks saw like a gem just go inside him, and Sparks is like, "Whoa, what just happened?" And Spiral's like, "What do you mean?" Like,
Yeah.
that's just how I collect gems.
yeah, and they just moved on.
But no, it's got to be like freaking 3-hour-long lore dump. What the heck?
Wow. I give this fanfiction a 5 out of 5 whoops.
Yeah.
Cringe level,
The
5 out of
first
5.
5 chapters were like very cringy, but then when they stopped talking about the terrorism, then like, this last chapter was pretty much terrorism free.
I pretty much just give
That was so entertaining. Like
Yeah.
this chapter 6 like redeemed the whole thing. I mean the whole thing was entertaining. Yeah, I give the cringe scale like I give it a 4. The idea alone is a 4. I think. I think it can't be lower than a 4 just based on the fact that this was 2001. The less than a month after it happened. Like what? You don't do that. Like even a year would be a little like eh. Like it took pop culture like 10 years to be like just a little bit okay with terrorism jokes and 9/11 jokes. Like now it's okay, but like even now it's like some people still don't like it.
Yeah. It's and like I mean we were post 9/11.
Yeah.
So it's like we learned about it and everything. I remember my 2nd grade teacher telling me that it was an accident.
The things we do to protect our children's
innocence. In
innocence.
2nd grade. They told us in 2nd grade for some reason.
You can learn about mass terrorism at 2nd grade, I think.
Like I've been trying to like make sense of that. Like why did they tell us in 2nd grade but not tell us like the truth? Because I really thought that. I thought I was just like, oh yeah, they probably just fell asleep. That's literally what I thought for years. Yeah.
Yeah, all 4 of them just like took a nap.
Just it does.
They forgot to pack their juicer and food processors. So they lost their energy.
Okay, we need to end this right now. Thank you so much for watching.
I need to bring
listening.
up
Why you
in
bring
the
up
first chapter. Remember like this picture scene?
Yeah,
Do we know what that is?
I think they were trying to go for like a woo, you know, like it starts out dark and mysterious, and
Like,
it's
do you
just
think
like,
it's part of the prophecy this person's setting up? With,
okay,
the blind
yeah.
dragon
Let me see.
in Atlantis.
I
like-
just want to skim through it. So,
Because it
Look
mentions a
harder.
human.
well, no, because the Atlantis stuff was just on the spot. I thought we agreed
But-
on that.
Well, yeah, but like I think it's tying into what they had before.
Oh,
because there's
okay.
obviously set up for a prophecy. Because there was the weird vision at the beginning, and then there's a blind dragon, and then they tied that into the new idea that they were lore dumping on in the last chapter, because they mentioned the Sparks mentions the same prophecy the blind dragon did.
Just I'm like skimming over this. Just does not.
It doesn't make any sense at all. But like they talk about a human, and then they just don't mention it again. Mm-hmm. I don't know, man. That was Dragon World Terrorism.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Or Terrorism in the Dragon World.
Oh, I guess, yeah, you do the outro.
You know, sometimes you just gotta, I don't know where I'm going with that. See you later, everyone.
I just wanted Dad to kill himself.
Is it bad that I was hoping for that? I was like, he's in the chair.
No, it's
Nothing
not.
had been moved.
Nothing had been moved. See you later, everybody. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.